tell this story often. Not because I've forgotten it, but because every time I think about it, I still get that same cold weight pressing down on my chest. I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan around 2011. Our unit rotated between guard shifts on the northern training ranges. Remote areas, barely lit, endless stretches of jungle. If you've ever served there, you know exactly what I mean. Everyone had heard the rumors, ghosts of kamikaze pilots, lost Marines, even voices in the trees. We brushed them off. Soldiers don't scare easy, right? Well, that's what I thought. Until that night. It was close to 3 a.m., the dead part of night when even the jungle seems to hold its breath. I was assigned to patrol with a buddy of mine, Corporal Hayes. Good guy, solid Marine, didn't spook easy. We were driving a beat-up Humvee along an old service road we called Fox Trail. It ran past an abandoned ammo depot that hadn't been used since the late 70s. The place looked like it belonged in a horror movie. Rusted gates, collapsed storage bunkers, jungle vines swallowing everything. Hayes was cracking jokes, trying to keep us awake, when suddenly, the radio hissed. Not the comm system, not HQ. Just a low, static whisper that came out of nowhere. We froze. At first, I thought it was interference. Happens all the time. But then a voice cut through the static. Not clear, not human exactly. It sounded wet, like someone speaking underwater. "Do you hear me?" I shot Hayes a look. He wasn't laughing anymore. He tapped the mic, asked for repeat traffic from command. Nothing. Only the hiss. Then it came again. Louder. Clearer. But this time, it said my name. I swear on my life, I hadn't keyed the mic, hadn't identified myself, nothing. And yet, that broken, drowning-sounding voice rasped my name. I felt my blood go cold. Hayes muttered, "Nope, nope, hell no." We pulled over near the depot gates. Standard procedure, check the locks, make sure no one had been messing with the old ammo bunkers. But the jungle was wrong. No crickets, no frogs, just silence. I stepped out, flashlight in hand, and immediately noticed something strange. The padlock on the depot gate was gone. It was there on our last round 2 hours earlier. Now it was lying in the dirt, broken in half like someone had snapped it apart with bare hands. Hayes whispered, "Man, let's just call this in." But before we could, the Humvee radio blasted alive again. This time, it wasn't static. It was numbers. 7, 2, 9, 4, 7. Over and over. A woman's voice, monotone, no emotion. Hayes was pale as a ghost. "What the hell is that?" he asked. I didn't answer, because I didn't know. That's when we heard it. A sound I will never forget. It came from inside the depot. Low, ragged, almost like someone choking back a scream. A groan. Long, guttural, and broken. Hayes aimed his rifle. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely keep my flashlight steady. The sound grew louder, echoing through the vines and busted concrete. Then, suddenly, it wasn't just coming from inside the depot. It was behind us. We spun around, nothing but fog rolling across the road. But the groan was everywhere now, in front of us, behind us, inside the Humvee. It felt like the whole jungle was breathing. I don't scare easy. I've been in combat. But this was different. This was something we weren't trained for. Through the fog, about 20 feet away, a figure appeared. At first, I thought it was a woman. Small frame, hair hanging in her face, but her movements, God, her movements weren't right. Jerked, stuttered, like a puppet being yanked by tangled strings. She stepped closer, and my flashlight caught her face. There were no eyes, just two black pits running down her cheeks like melted wax. Hayes screamed. I froze. The woman, or whatever it was, opened her mouth, and the same string of numbers spilled out. 7, 2, 9, 4, 7. But this time, it wasn't through the radio. We reported it to the watch commander. He didn't laugh, didn't call us crazy. He just looked tired. Then he told us something I'll never forget. You're not the first to hear her, and you won't be the last. Apparently, for decades, the trolls had been reporting the same thing. The numbers change sometimes. The figure changes, but always a woman, always a voice, and always someone who shouldn't be there. I've been out of the service for years now, but sometimes, late at night, I still hear it, that monotone chant, those numbers repeating endlessly in my head. 7, 2, 9, 4, 7. I never figured out what they meant. Maybe coordinates, maybe dates, maybe something worse. All I know is this: if you're ever stationed in Okinawa and you find yourself driving down an old jungle road in the dead of night and your radio starts whispering numbers, don't stop. Don't look back. Just drive, because she's still out there, waiting. That's my story. Believe it or not, it happened. And if you're listening to this right now, maybe ask yourself, what would you do if the radio in your car started whispering your name?